Okay. All right. So what I'm saying is that once you see once you see this happening, now this that bearish candlestick you showed me, once you see it, once you see the market break below this,
Yes, sir.
now these other ones came to test it. You see the market started selling. Where is it selling to? Where is it selling to? Now, so once you seen that thing break below that, you know that it is coming back to where it's coming back to this other native level, the low. Where this candlestick is coming, this candle is coming to the low of of last week. If once price the low of last week, if price break the low of last week, like as we're entering the US section now. Hello?
You said it's coming back to where?
The low of last week. Yes, that's where this price is coming to. The low of last week. If it comes to the low of last week and break and close below the low of last week, if you are selling this market, remain in the sell. If you are selling this market, remain in the sell. Okay. If you are not selling market, then you need to wait for it to come back and test that low. If it did not break it to continue above, then know that you are now in a very good sell. You are in a very good sell. But this candlestick that is forming now, that is actually on now, the current candlestick, can come to this low. It can come to this low and will not break below. Look at the previous last week. It went down. This candlestick was going down. It was a bearish candlestick. Many people thought, oh, this market is selling massively. But it came to the low of last week, but did not break, did not close below. It closed above, telling you that this market does not have the strength to continue selling. This week it went up, it's coming back again. There are two things. You wait for it at this low of last week, if it gets to this low. But if it breaks it, then you can remain in that sell. But if it does not break it, then you should do what? Take your profit and look for opportunity to buy. Where are you buying to? First, you're buying to the close of last week. You're buying to the close of last week, which is up here. If it breaks the close of last week, you will buy to the opening of last week. If it breaks above the opening of last week, then you're buying to the high of last week. That is how we trade using the daily level. So you will be looking at the candlestick, because this candlestick now currently tells you that this market is bearish. The market is bearish. Look at the momentum of that bearish candlestick. This is a H4 candlestick. That is for 4 hours, this market has been selling. If Tuku, use your crochet, tell us how many pips that this market has done with this current candlestick. Take the pips from the high, from the high of the week to where it is now. How many pips has that market done? Have you done that? Are you having challenge doing it? You know what? Let me take my GBP USD. Let me see. Let me see how many pips. Uh, uh, is this GBP USD for H4? Hello, please respond to me. This does not look like GBP USD C on my chart. GBP USD, right? Yeah. GBP USD is H4. GBP USD this is H4. This is GBP USD. You have him. Different candlestick from yes, sir. Which broker is this? Please respond to me. Which broker is this? There's no, what broker is this? Unmute your mic. Your mic is muted. I can't hear you. Unmute your mic. Oh. Okay, talk to me. That thing doesn't look like GBP USD, like the one I have on my chart. So what broker are you using?
Yes. Oh, sir, can you hear me?
Sorry? Yeah, I can hear you. I said, what
Hello,
broker
sir,
is
can you?
this? Yes, I can hear you
Okay,
now.
sorry.
What broker is this?
FS space.
Is this your first space?
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, no problem. So some persons have, it's just both of us here. So what I'm saying is that if you look at this candlestick, the candlestick is going back to the low. So the price is going to the low of last week. That's what we're expecting this price, especially as the US section opens. We're expecting price with this momentum, this price to come down to the low of last week. And if it comes down to the low of last week and break the low of last week, and break the low of last week. Now, what you need to do is wait for a retest if you have not entered that week. Wait for the price to come back and test the low of last week. If you did not break it above, then you know you are in a good sale. You know you are selling this market. And where are you selling to? Now, first, you use this, your stop loss will be above a little if you're selling. Your stop loss will be a little above the low of last week. And you sell up to, you now look for another native level, possibly the low of weeks back. Weeks back. You can shrink your chart and look for another low that is lower than this the last week, the last 2 weeks, last 3 weeks, last month, whatever it is. Look for another low, which will possibly be either the high or the open or the close or the low of that week. So you use it as your take profit, because definitely if the market moves from one native level, it will go back to another native level. That is how the market, that's how price behaves. If it moves from a native level, it will now test another native level for formation. So that's what you do. Once you mark your native levels, once price leaves a particular native level, if you have not engaged that market for a buy or sell, depending on direction, then you wait for a retest and engage that market. Your take profit will be the next native level. It might not be the next last week in the case of H4. It might not be the next day in the case of H1. It might not be the next week in the case of daily. It will not be the next month or the previous month. In the case of weekly, it will not be the last year. So you just look for the next high or the low, which is correspond with the native level, and there you're going to take a profit. Do you understand what I'm saying? No.
I'm a bit confused.
I didn't get you.
Like I said, I'm a bit confused.
You're far from your phone. I can't hear you.
This market is buying, right?
Which market?
USD, GBP USD.
Is it buy? I know the one that owns the candlestick, that changed that candlestick color. Your red signifies what?
My red signifies.
Signifies what?
It signifies a bearish candle.
So now the current price, what is happening to it? I ask you, what's happening to the current candle now? Since you said red signifies bearish candle, the bears are in charge. So what's happening to the market? Hello.
Hello, sir. Can you
You're
hear
not
me?
talking. I need you to be giving me feedback.
Okay.
I can hear you.
Okay. The only reason why I'm a bit confused here is because, in our basic class, we are taught that when the market is low at the support, you buy. When the market is high, which is resistance, you sell. So here now, the market, here the market is low. So is the market, is the market is buying, right?
It's not buying now. Look at the candlestick. What is happening to the candlestick? There's this concept you have not understood. What's happening to that candlestick? That candlestick tells you what's happening to the price. I thought you told me here that when you see a bearish candlestick, it shows that the market is selling. Is that not?
Yes.
It will sell to a support now. It will sell to a support. That line, that low of the last week, which you have drawn, is now your support. So has it gotten to the support?
No, sir.
It has not gotten to the support. So you actually do not need to buy. You wait until the price will get to the support. That is when, like you said in basic class, I thought when price get to support to buy. That price has not gotten to the support yet. It will only get to the support when it gets to that low which you have marked. That is why they say buy low, sell low of that last week which you have drawn. So these native levels help you to understand what you mean by the low and the high. So if you are not, you actually do not have a business buying this pair, GBP US for now, until it gets to that low, unless you're already in the buy before, and the market is just, you're seeing the market as doing a pullback. But if you have not, it is really not advisable for now to enter until this candlestick has closed. So you'll be patient to wait until 2 o'clock when this candlestick will close. So until then, you will not take a decision as to buy or sell. Because you might look at this candlestick and engage the buy. This candlestick now will turn bearish and continue to sell. You will now be under pressure. You now be your account will be depleted. So you will wait for 4 hours, which will be elapsing by 2 o'clock, for this candlestick to give you a direction. But it is hovering within the zone of the support. You were also told in your basic class that the support can actually be broken. And if it's broken, it can be converted to a resistance. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Good. So that's why I'm saying if this price, by virtue of the momentum of the market, the price, this current price, or the next one that will come up by 2 o'clock or thereabout, breaks this your low, which you have drawn from last week. If it breaks it, what it has just done, and it closed the low, what it has succeeded doing is that it has changed your support, this your former support to resistance. And if it is a resistance, you do what? You continue your sell. That is what you were taught in your basic class. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
So what I'm saying is that whenever that you wait for 1 hour for that candlestick to close to give you a direction. Until that 1 hour is closed, unless you understand what you're doing, you're not expected to do anything. Because within 4 minutes, this is 157. Within 3 minutes, anything can happen in the market. Just relax before you engage, or you take a decision, or you buy or you sell. So what I am telling you today is that this market is bearish. The market is bearish. What you need to do is wait. If it breaks that low, you continue your sell. Or if it does not break that low, possibly come test that low and leave week like the previous week, the previous candlestick did, and leave week behind. Then you can engage your sell. Sorry, if it leaves week behind, close above that your low, that line you have drawn, then it means that you will continue your buy. I want to get that.
Okay.
Hello. Okay. So that's what you need to do. Sorry. So I will actually advise to really go through all of this, ensure just analyze different pairs on your own. Analyze different pairs, possibly H1 time frame. Draw these native levels, especially in the market. When it gets to this native level, you're not expected to start trading now. You're expected to do more of watching what is happening in the chart. Watching what is happening on the chart. That's when you can start to hold on, analyze the charts, watching the charts, see what happens in the chart, so that you take your decision much later when you start trading. So I tell you today, ensure you go back on your chart, draw different. I will send you the video for yesterday's class where we talked about trend line. We talked about trend line trading strategy. I want you to watch the video, and by the time we come tomorrow, we will give whatever question you want to ask. You can ask.
Okay, sir.
And please discuss with me when you guys will have time and when the network is best to do, because it could be frustrating when the network is bad and you guys are not hearing me. Choose when best you think is good for you, then let's work it. All right, so do you have any question before we officially call the class, please, today? Do you have any question? All right, can I hear you? Say, don't think you have any question for now. I'll send the video on your WhatsApp group. So that you guys can pick it up from there. But if you have any further questions, then we can take it out in the next class. Until then, you have a good afternoon. Enjoy the rest of your day.